Good morning, friends, and welcome back to Random Hearts and welcome to the kitchen. Tonight's menu is chicken piccata with fresh green beans and some fresh garden tomatoes. And we do need to go pull a couple of things from the garden this morning. It is early morning. I am just about ready to head off to work, but I have a couple of things out in the garden that I need to pull for tonight's dinner, and I'm just going to check to see if anything else is ready. It is better to pull your produce during the cooler parts of the day than the heat of the day. So let's head out to the garden. Well, you can see I took out my peas the other day. The pea trellis is completely gone and all the green beans are gone as well. I just need to harvest this kale in the next week and then we'll get this bed prepped for our garlic. But today I want to harvest some tomatoes. Now these are the New Girl tomatoes. They're a mid-sized tomato. And they're going to be great just cut up and eaten with some salt and pepper. And these right here are Mountain Magic tomatoes. They're a little bit smaller than the New Girl, but they will also be really good with some salt and pepper. And we will not be eating these tomatoes tonight because I have some in the house already that we need to eat first. But I'm just going to harvest what is available on the plant right now. Some of these tomatoes are getting really close to having freezing temperatures at night, and as it gets closer I will just pull these tomatoes off and let them ripen in the house. Again, some more Mountain Magic tomatoes, and then we are going to pull some more cherry style tomatoes from the plants that are under the patio. This is definitely rewarding to pull plants like this off and then eat them as your meal, and I got a really good harvest out of all of this. Now we did have rain last night, and like I said, we're getting some cool temperatures at night. We were 45 last night, which is it's not bad yet, but I do need to be watching because anytime we have rain in the forecast and we've got lower temperatures, that can be a possible snow storm, so we do need to be prepared for that. And I can cover my garden beds. I do have plastic and hoops for them, but this right here is my 5-star grape tomato, and I'm getting a lot of produce off of this one today, so really pleased with that. There are a ton of tomatoes growing on this one particular plant. Anyway, I wanted to check my zucchini to see if that was ready. I did harvest a bunch of zucchini a couple days ago, actually 3 days ago. This was my harvest from the garden that day, but none of the zucchini were ready, so I am just going to pull some parsley right here. This is what I need for tonight's dinner. This will be used in the chicken piccata, so we'll go ahead and take this off the plant, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with everything here in just a minute. Here's what we pulled out of the garden today. You can see I got quite a few tomatoes, and we are going to need that parsley for dinner tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and take these in the house and get everything squared away so I can head off to work. So I've just added these tomatoes to this bowl. These are the ones I pulled today, and these are the ones we're going to use tonight for dinner. And I never wash any of my tomatoes until it is time to actually eat them. Honestly, I am an organic grower, so I don't even worry about pesticides, but there might be like some other debris and things on them. And then I wanted to show you what I did with the parsley. That parsley, I trimmed it up and put it into a glass of water, and that is how it'll sit till I get home from work and we can make our chicken piccata. Here is what you will need to make the lemon chicken piccata. You are going to need 2 chicken breasts that have been split horizontally. These are boneless and skinless. You are also going to need about 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, approximately 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We're going to need 1 clove of garlic, and that is garlic from my garden. You're also going to need 4 thin slices of lemon, approximately 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice or the juice of 1 lemon. You're going to also need 1 cup of low sodium chicken broth and 2 tablespoons of capers. Now capers come in a brine, and I do remove the brine, so this is just the caper berries. You're also going to need 3 tablespoons of butter and approximately 2 tablespoons of parsley that has been minced. And that's what we're going to need for tonight's dinner, so let's get started. So the next step here is to get our chicken prepared. We're going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper to the tops of these. Remember, this is 2 chicken breasts. They have been split horizontally, so I've got 4 little thin fillets basically of chicken. And I'm putting approximately 1/4 teaspoon on these chicken breasts of salt and pepper. I'm going to go ahead and flip those over, wash my hands, and we'll add a little more salt and pepper to the other side. All right. Chicken is one of those meats that just makes me very nervous, especially with salmonella, and I wash my hands frequently, clean the countertops after I get done using it. So I'm done with those for now. I'll set those to the side, and then I need that 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm going to take these chicken breasts and dredge them into that flour mixture. Shake off any extra flour. You don't want this to be too heavily coated, just lightly. So that looks pretty good right there. And we're just going to do that with the rest of those till we've got them all coated. So I mentioned this morning that we were going to have garden fresh green beans with this, and this is the last of some of my green beans coming out of the garden. I do have a few more jade green beans coming, but this is a mixture of the jade, the blue lake bush beans, and the purple amethyst. And you'll see those purple amethysts are very purple on the outside, but as you cut into them, they've got a green center. And as we steam these, you're going to see they will turn green. So let's get these on the stove. I'm not going to start them yet, but we'll get them on the stove. Now I've got a pot of water here that is ready for my pasta. I am going to be cooking some bow tie pasta along with this tonight to serve our chicken piccata over. You can serve this over rice, but I chose pasta tonight. We also have a large skillet right here, and I am going to be turning that on to about medium heat, and I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons. That is 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I want that to just start warming up. Kind of spread it around a little so that it's coating the entire bottom of that pan. And we'll let that warm up. I'm going to go ahead and get my pan of water going here for my pasta, because that will take a little bit longer than probably even the chicken will. So we're going to go ahead and get those directly into that skillet. It's not quite hot enough yet. Probably jumping the gun a little bit here. Just want a nice even layer of chicken on the bottom of that skillet. Now this chicken is going to cook for about 4 minutes on each side. I do want to let it sit and not mess with it for as long as I can. It's already starting to release from the pan, so I'm about ready to flip it. I think I will. It's got a nice golden brown color on it, and we'll just let that cook. I've got one of my larger pieces right here, one of my smaller pieces right here. I might flip them around a little. Let's do that. All right, we're just going to let that continue cooking. Our water is almost ready to add pasta to, and as soon as I add the pasta to the water, I'm going to start our green beans. Our water is boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and add my bow tie pasta to that water. I'm going to go ahead and start my green beans on about medium-low. I don't want them to cook too quickly. I think this is ready. I'm going to go ahead and flip these one more time. They've got a beautiful golden crust on them. They're just about done. Give them just a minute or two longer. All right, we're gonna get this chicken off of here. And I'm going to cover that with some foil. We're immediately going to turn this down and get our garlic into here. There is not a lot of drippings here, so I'm a little nervous about that. A lot of oil left. So I think what I'll do is I'll add the broth very quickly to keep this from burning. And that is essentially just going to deglaze that pan, get all those beautiful drippings off of it. I'm going to add the rest of the broth, and then we're going to add our slices of lemon. Now I just want to put those lemon down into that broth. They are supposed to be very thinly sliced lemon. I want to bring this to a boil and let those break down a little more, and I want to thicken this pan sauce. So it is going to come to a boil again. My pasta has about 4 minutes left on it, and the green beans are not yet boiling, so I'm going to turn those up just a bit. This smells very good already. So we're just going to let that boil down. I am going to set this to the side and get the chicken tented up. Now that I've got that chicken tented up, I am actually going to put my warmer on in my oven and just sit that in the warmer. Now this pan sauce needs to reduce to about 2/3 cup, and I think we are almost there right now. It does not take much time at all. And I am going to add in our capers and the lemon juice. So I've got about 3 tablespoons of lemon juice here. I usually just put in 1 whole lemon. It just makes it a lot easier. Besides, I really like the lemon flavor in this. And I want to continue to reduce this and let it soak in all those flavors and get to be saucy. Let's add those capers. Give that a quick stir again. I'm going to test my pasta here. About a minute longer. All right, I'm going to go ahead and drain my pasta. I have just added a tablespoon of butter to my pasta. I want to keep that from sticking, and it'll also give it a little extra flavor. Now this is salted butter. I'm just going to mix that in. The heat is off, and it should just melt with the heat of the pasta. And our green beans are done, so I'm going to go ahead and turn them off. That is looking really good. Okay, so here's what we need to do next. We need to add our butter to this dish, let that melt down, and our parsley. That gets added right before you serve it. So we want that just to cook for a few minutes, just until the butter is melted, and we want that parsley to cook down just a little. That plate is pretty warm. All right, we're going to go ahead and put those chicken breasts down into the pan. I do not want to lose any of that juice there, so I'm going to go ahead and dump that in as well. Get a lemon on top of each one of these. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn my skillet off and get ready to serve this. We'll start by adding a bed of the bow tie pasta, and like I said, you can serve this with rice. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my chicken breasts here, top it right on top of the pasta. Then I'm going to take some of my pan juices and get that over the top of that. Then we're going to take some of our green beans. To serve this, we're going to add a tiny bit of Parmesan cheese to the top of the dish, just to give it a little extra flavor. And that is all there is to it, my friends. We have made lemon piccata chicken. Well, friends, that's going to do it for us today. We were able to make that lemon chicken piccata recipe along with some bow tie pasta, and we steamed some garden fresh green beans, or purple beans, if you could call them that. Like I promised, the amethyst beans do turn green when they are cooked, and they are like magic. And I appreciate you coming along with me this morning as we harvested from our garden and got some of the produce we needed for tonight's dish. We appreciate you being here. We hope that if you have any questions or comments about this recipe, that you will leave those in the comment section down below. If you try this recipe and you like it, please give this a thumbs up. That helps our channel out quite a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you part of our community. We hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.